I don't know if this is a controversial opinion to have, but I feel like YouTube is just so sterile now. Everything just feels like the same. And I feel like that's mainly because most YouTubers' goals nowadays is for watch time, ad revenue, and stuff like that. But it wasn't always like that. There's a time when creators just made content for the sake of making content. I know, shocking. And I think there's nothing that encapsulates that better than old web cartoons.
He said it! He said it!
Now, before I start talking about web cartoons, let's set two ground rules. Number one, I'm not gonna be talking about Newgrounds, okay? That's its own thing, it's its own beast. It deserves its own video, alright? Second rule, I'm mainly gonna be talking about the era from late 2000s to around 2016, I want to say. Anything beyond that, the apocalypse happened and blah 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 blah. With that being said, how about we start off with probably one of the most famous web cartoons of all time, Stick Figures. Stick Figures stars two stick figures, blue and red. Red is the epitome of a frat boy, is extremely popular, and likes doing things to women I'm not allowed to show. He's incredibly annoying and I hate him. Next we got Blue. He's a loser. He's the best part of this series and the only funny character.
Sensitive.
Just like my dick.
I just wish this movie wasn't so long.
Just like my dick.
And this couch is so soft.
Just like my dick. Oh, wait.
Anyway, not sounding like Wikipedia, how's the actual show? Yeah, it's fine. The episodes could range from Blue and Red being in space to them trying to take a shit, so there's not really much to say. But what is worth noting is the jokes. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I have the greatest sense of humor in the world, although I do. But whenever the writers don't feel like making, clever jokes, they just default to sexism. Literally every single girl in the show is either a dumb slut or just dumb. Not to mention the very interesting designs. They also crowdfunded a movie, which I barely remember. That's a good sign. If I'm remembering correctly, Red and Blue go to Japan to I forgot. And they have a falling out, and there's the all is lost moment. But then they get back together, and I don't know, some other stuff happens. Like they fight Super Mecha Death Christ or whatever. They also try to weave in a romance subplot, which I think is really weird, especially for this series. I mean, come on, Mondo Media. You make stick figures having sex with each other. What are you trying to do here? I know it sounds like a dog on this movie, but, the lighting's actually really good. The action sequences are nothing to scoff at. The CGI is impressive for the budget they had. And, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the story, you can at least tell Mondo Media was trying to do something with these characters and try to put them in, an emotional position. Wait a second. Mondo Media, you sly dog, you got me monologuing. Another series made from Mondo Media, Happy Tree Friends.
Shut up! I hate you!
Enough said. Anyway, while we're slightly on the topic of stick figures, there is the peak animation, that is Animator versus Animation. You got the first one, which is just so charming. You got the second one, which is just the first one but better. And then you got the third one, which is just peak cinema. You got the entire computer gang up on the stick figure, and he's just, oh god, the animation is so goddamn good. And then there's the fourth one, which, like the Stick Figures movie, was also crowdfunded. And Animator versus Animation 4 is great. But I just think I like the third one more. Although I will say that this scene right here is so creative. I love it. But I think it's pretty obvious that Animator versus Animation was more like launching point for the rest of his videos, Animation versus YouTube, Mario, whatever. And then you got Animation versus Minecraft, which was once meant to be probably just a one-off thing, is now the main focal point of the entire channel, which is really sad to me. I really do think Alan Becker wants to do more stuff than just Animation versus Minecraft. I don't doubt that he doesn't have fun making these videos, but man, it must be tiring for him to just his entire career is just Minecraft. Like I said, I'm sure he has fun, but man, the views. Alan Becker could fucking retire and feed a village for an entire year with the money he's made from one video. Jesus Christ. This is where I would end the segment, but then I realized he made 6 more Animator versus Animation videos. And the story, it just doesn't make any sense. So you got the first one where the animator guy makes the stick figure and it comes to life and whatever. And then you got the second one, which is, it's pretty implied that it's the same stick figure, or at least has the same consciousness, remembering whatever, and it's called the Chosen One. and then he gets tamed by the time it's the third video. But then at the end of the third video, the computer blue screens. So then, and that was meant to be the finale. But then you got the fourth one that rebooted the entire thing, and then there's a new stick figure that's orange, which at first you would think that it's the same stick figure, but he doesn't have his powers. So, you know, clear-cut case, right? But then you look at his program file, and it's called The Second Coming, The Chosen One's Return. And then you got Animation vs. YouTube, where the orange stick figure does this. Alan Becker, what are you trying to tell me from this? I would talk about more Animator vs. Animation, but we're running on a tight schedule, so if you want to learn more, just watch the videos, dude. Alright, next up we got Cyanide and Happiness. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this originally started as a webcomic, and then eventually transitions to YouTube. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Now, this series was pretty good, well, when it's not being, but besides that, it was pretty funny, you know? I liked it. Okay, look, I know one of my 2 rules specifically said that my time period was from the late 2000s to 2016, but fuck off. I'm talking about Purgatory now. Purgatory is about a guy named Tony in Purgatory, where he decides where people go to heaven or hell or not, whatever. It dwells into some pretty interesting topics, and I think this show is just really underrated. Sadly, it did not get picked up for season 2, and I cry myself to sleep because of it every single night. The next series I want to talk about that's in Cyanide and Happiness is Charlie Tom, and fuck, this is also 2019. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Charlie Tom was more or less just a promotional piece to, you know, promote their board game. But even if it is just that, I really like this show. It's about the Charlie problem, but whatever happens is dictated by the comment section. What's funny is how Charlie Tom shit talks the comment section for making the worst choices ever, but he still follows their decisions like a good soldier. Anyway, this show is pretty good. Happy Tree Friends can never imagine. Alright, Charlie the Unicorn, and I don't know if I'm alone here, but I feel like this series is pretty overrated. I don't know, I just didn't find it very funny. Charlie's pessimism, I mean, like, okay, man. None of the jokes really landed for me, and I didn't find any of the characters really amusing. The last thing I expected from the series is for it to be a somewhat musical, and for the songs, I mean, they're not bad per se. I'd never listened to them. Although this song I'm playing on screen, it kind of reminded me of that one Moana song with the crab, and that's all I gotta say about it. While researching for this video and watching Charlie the Unicorn, I watched the first 4 episodes, but when I was searching for the 5th one, I did find it, but then I realized it was 40 fucking minutes long. And don't worry, sports fans, I'm definitely gonna watch this 40-minute long finale to a series I don't even like. Alright, Salad Fingers, a show that I actually like. Salad Fingers is pretty good. I think it could actually be pretty unsettling sometimes. The art style just feels off, and Salad Fingers, the way he's just always whispering, I don't know, man, I wouldn't say it's scary per se, but it's definitely unsettling. Even though I like this series, just like Charlie the Unicorn, I think y'all are overhyping this one.
What?
No, alright. I know that sounds bad.
Don't get me wrong, Salad Fingers is great. Everything it tries to do, it exceeds with flying colors, but it's not, oh my god, what a masterpiece, Martin Scorsese, oh, absolute cinema, okay? It's not that good. It's not that level. And I think a main reasoning people think that is definitely due to nostalgia. Literally almost every single comment in the Salad Fingers videos always has someone being like, oh, I remember when I used to watch this when I was in my single digits. And I think that's definitely the reason people hold this series in such high regard. I'm sort of bending the rules with this one, but fuck you, it's my video. I'm talking about parody animation now. Man, I remember when I was in my single digits, I used to watch parody animations for hours, and I could see why it's not everybody's cup of tea, especially when 90% of it is, what if Mario killed people and like had a gun? That being said, there's nothing wrong with it, and it's perfect the way it is.
Because I like it, and I love it.
Now you can't go around talking about parody animations without mentioning racist Mario.
Holy shit! He's killing all the non-Nintendo racers!
What is he? Some kind of racist?
That being said, this video fucking sucks. It's so cynical and nihilistic, and for what? Not to mention how I'm pretty sure every single character is traced from other artwork. Anyway, Kratos shows up in the end for some reason and kills Mario, and the video ends with, am I allowed to show this? I wasn't gonna talk about more of Flash Gets' videos, but after looking at their popular videos tab, I started to notice a pattern. Now, Racist Mario is the video that I think of when parody animation is brought in the conversation. The channel that I think of is... Now, unlike disgusting racist Mario, the animation is actually pretty good. The pixel art is kind of impressive. And while yes, historically it can be edgy like racist Mario, it oddly feels way more sincere than Flash gets. Watch something like Bowser has a gun. I mean, what else did you expect? Click on a video that's called Racist Mario. The last thing I expect is Donkey Kong being impaled by a banana. And plus, something like Mario Goes Berserk is only like a minute long, instead of something like Racist Mario where it's 4 agonizing minutes. Historically, it's just funny. One of my favorite series has gotta be if video game characters had agents. I think it's great.
You've destroyed my family!
Not to worry, my con crony, because I got you a better one. Meet your new best friend, Hattie.
Actually, sir, my name's Diddy.
Shut the fuck up, Hattie.
In the same vein as Dorkly, you have Lowbrow, which is criminally underrated, which makes me sad because I think it's better than Dorkly. If you do know Lowbrow from something, it's probably for Sonic for Hire. If you don't know, Sonic for Hire is about Sonic being a washed-up video game character, and now he must do jobs that take place within other video games. I think that's actually a really good concept, and they do make good episodes that are funny. Sadly, by the time it was season 6, they just said fucking just made Sonic do whatever the hell they want. There's also Mashed. I'm sorry, I didn't watch them. Next we got Pymations. I mean, yeah, such classics like The Cursed Thirst, Minecraft in 15 Seconds, Squidward Has a Gun, and the peak cinema that is Papyrus Finds a Human.
Do you think she'll like it? Hang on the fridge material. Do you ship us, Sans?
I always like the animation in this one, I don't know. I think it's just really good. And of course, you can't talk about Pymations without mentioning their FNAF series. Just like the Undertale video, I like the animation. Their characters just move so fluidly and their eyes are always so expressive. I just love it. And their FNAF 2 video is definitely their best one. I don't know, something about 3 and 4 just didn't really click with me as much as the second one, I guess. And the reasoning for that is probably because by the time it was the 4th entry, you could tell Pymations was fed up with this series. So yeah, the 4th one was the last one, and Pymations could die knowing he'll never have to make a FNAF episode ever again. Whoops. Okay, the last channel I'm going to be taking a look at here is Smash Bits Animation, the channel that completed my soul. Smash Bits started out with this Sonic and Shadow series. I didn't watch that, but there was also an Overwatch series, which I did watch. A video would contain like a show about Overwatch, but the lines would only be from the game. And with the right scenario, I think it's really funny.
Give you $250. Get the fuck away, please.
Is that all?
You really want to make some money, don't you?
I'll do whatever it takes.
Oh my god, I said I'm not gay, okay? Alright, man, let me out or I'm gonna kick your ass.
I don't even think children are afraid of you.
Shut the fuck up, I kill kids all the time.
They also had this weird ass if Undertale had a flirting route, which I'm Smash Bits' #1 meat rider, but I have my limits, okay? The show is just really weird. They try to justify the fact that Frisk, who is a literal child in the game of Undertale, in the show, he is canonically 19.
For the record, I'm 19. I'm a grower, not a shower.
And then they draw him like he's 10. That's just plain creepy. Anyway, child or not, this show just makes me really uncomfortable. Usually I wouldn't subject you to this, but then again, I'll be damned if I'm the only one who had to suffer through this show.
What if you found somebody who could change your life?
Why are you whispering in my eye?
I want to do things to you. Napster plug.
How did you know my name?
Anyway, yeah, this fucking show sucks ass. They had a 2-part series about Mario Kart, which is better than that stupid ass bitch ass, stupid ass fucking piece of shit that is Racist Mario. I think it's really good and it's definitely worth the watch.
This kid. Gotta be honest, I always liked the guy. Except for all the times I heard his name and also saw him in person, and every single time he crossed my mind, but yeah, good guy.
In ancient Greek myth, Atlas was a titan who fought against the Olympians in the Titan War. When the Olympians eventually won, Atlas was forever doomed to hold the earth upon his shoulders. This is a reference to Dexter Manning.
What the? Is this Andy's room from Toy Story?
Dexter Manning was a man who I didn't see as a person, I just knew him as the Smash Bits guy. Now, am I wrong? No, not really. Half of Smash Bits' most popular videos are written and starred by Dexter Manning. The videos that Dexter Manning would be in would be Smash Bits' if insert game title was realistic. You know, if Smash Bros was realistic, if Hello Neighbor was realistic. Now, that poses a question. are these videos realistic?
This is a replica of Andy's room from Toy Story.
It's even better. Smash Bits' form of realism just means Dexter Manning being a sarcastic guy who thinks he's better and smarter than everyone. And this goes for every role he plays. For example, his first project that he worked on was Minecraft Story Mode Funny Animation. Now, this technically isn't in the If Blank Was Realistic series, but it might as well be since, like I said, Dexter Manning plays the exact same character every single time. Speaking of Minecraft Story Mode, hey, this is the series that got me introduced to Smash Bits. Oh, I remember watching Minecraft Story Mode on the old TV. Besides that, now that I actually think about it, I can't really say much about the actual series. Well, actually, other than the fact that by the time it was season 2 of the series, man, you could tell Smash Bits wanted to animate literally anything else, cause Jesus Christ, this looks atrocious. If Smash Bros was realistic, it's definitely Smash Bits' most impressive work yet. Unless you're blind and you can't tell, they use pixel art, and as far as I'm aware, these are all original sprites, and that's like really cool. In this series, Link is an ex-Smash Brothers champion, and now he's trying to go back into the tournament. He's got a trainer or whatever from Mr. Game & Watch, and he's married to a Chansey, and something about Jigglypuff trying to kill him, and yeah, that's if Smash Bros was realistic. I don't know, it's a funny clip.
It's funny how much we impact someone's lives without even realizing it, without even knowing or remembering. We can be completely oblivious to someone, yet to someone else, we're the only person on their mind. For example, as Chansey hugs me right now, I'm thinking about punching her in the face. Over and over. Oh wait, I'm doing it now, aren't I? I am punching her in the face. I can't really help it. It is pretty fun.
They made a sequel, and pay attention, the story is really important. In the first video, Snake throws a grenade at Link and kills a lot of people in the crowd. As a result, he goes to prison. So in the second video, he breaks out to find Link. He asks Link to go on a fetch quest to find Mr. G, as he killed his girlfriend. So they go to an underground Smash tournament to find more information about Mr. G. Snake fights a lot of people so he can get more information about Mr. G. Eventually, they track a guy and follow him to Mr. G's headquarters. Something's up in 4 Swords Adventure, something. Then there was If Hell Neighbor Was Realistic, which is their most popular viewed video, and hey, wouldn't you know, it's definitely one of my favorites.
Nice and easy, nice and easy. Just like the neighbor's mom. I'm funny.
In this video, Dexter Manning is at his best. The animation is pretty good, and I feel like with a game like Hell Neighbor, you can get away with a lot of things.
You are Woody.
What I find interesting is that how midway through they play the DA Games Hello Neighbor song. This is embarrassing, but for the longest time I didn't know DA Games made the song, and I just thought Smash Bits made an original song just for this video. Then they made a sequel with If Secret Neighbor Was Realistic, which... why? The animation looks just really ugly. Dexter Manning's jokes doesn't really land here. There's just no point to this video. After that, there was If Bendy and the Ink Machine Was Realistic, and since Bendy doesn't really have characters, the only character besides Dexter Manning is, well, Dexter Manning, and he just banters with himself. It can be funny sometimes, I guess.
These posters are interesting. 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 Very interesting.
If you can't tell by the tone of my voice, I feel like by this point, Dexter Manning's charm is kind of running thin. I hate to say it, but I think Smash Bits is falling off. Am I right, lads?
You are right, lad.
If Hell Neighbor Was Realistic, maybe Smash Bits' most popular video ever, but I'd argue If Undertale Was Realistic is the thing they're most known for. If Undertale Was Realistic can be smack dab in the middle of my Undertale phase, and Jesus Christ, I am thankful it did. You got such iconic characters like Flowey, who, him by himself isn't funny, but in conjunction with Dexter Manning, he can be pretty funny.
Just to get past any confusion here, I'm a genderless child, not a giraffe.
Okay.
No genitals.
Thanks for sharing that.
You got Torio, who's... okay, fine, she's basically just the same exact way she was in the games. There's Papyrus, who I can't tell if he's the worst part of the show, or one of the funniest characters in the entire series.
Then you can meet me at my house for some fun!
That is not going on the list.
Next you got Sans, who I don't need to make up my mind whether or not I like him or not. I know he's funny.
Don't give in to the anger, my friend.
Frag it.
Ouch! You little shit! I'm gonna stab you so hard!
Frag it.
Oh, it's so cute. Just kidding, mate.
Is that what I think it is?
Dog intercourse here, but look in front of it.
His British accent works so well with this model. I couldn't imagine it any other way. It's perfect. Okay, if I'm gonna be real, literally pretty much every other characters, but just the same way they were in the original game, just slightly exaggerated. So we're just gonna skip to the last one that I actually care about. Finally, there's Lad, who originally was just a running gag character, but in the finale, he was like some weird character arc thingy and final boss. I don't know, it's weird. What I learned from watching Dexter Manning's channel is how 90% of the show doesn't have a script. Now, I'm sure Dexter Manning had an idea on what he wanted to do with the episode, but most of it was just improv, which I think is really impressive since this show does really have funny jokes. Another thing I want to talk about is the animation. It's really impressive what they could do with 3D models, especially how it's more impressive than what they can do with 2D animation, or at least what they can afford with 2D animation. But that's most of the time. By the time they do the genocide route, Jesus Christ, this looks awful. And also, they use the models they didn't use beforehand, and how does that even happen? And that reminds me, Jesus Christ, they milked this series dry. Now, originally, the series started off with 3 episodes, and you can classify this as the neutral route. Frizz killed some people, he spared some people, and yay, everything's hunky-dory. But Smash Bros. Saw the amount of views this series got and was like, well, we have to do a pacifist route now. So then they gave it 5 more episodes, but wait a second, that cow is still pumping milk, so let's make more episodes. This time, let's do the genocide route. By this point, if Undertale was realistic, was just printing money. But, of course, like all things, the genocide route ended. And they tried to semi-reboot it with this intergalactic pizzeria thingy. They basically just brought back all the characters from If Undertale was realistic, but then put it in their original show. Well, it didn't work, okay? Not only was the cow not pumping milk, it was fucking dead. Well, hold on. I was gonna keep talking about Smash Bits, but then I realized I've been talking about Smash Bits for like probably 10 minutes by this point, so I'll keep it brief on my final thoughts about Smash Bits. Yeah, now they're back. They came back with like a FNAF series, and let's be real now, it's probably because of Chesington's video on it. But I swear to God, if 300,000 views isn't enough for Smash Bits to keep making animations, wacky things will happen. Hey, by the way, if you made it this far, you should really consider subscribing. Oh yeah, you should hit that subscribe button. Ooh, look at that number, that's real low. And especially that ratio, even lower, I think. I don't know, this was pre-recorded, and I didn't see the numbers beforehand, so I don't know, maybe they're high. I don't know. While animation is still prevalent on YouTube, it's nothing like the way it was back in the 2010s. Nowadays, you got content farms like Game Tunes. Now, no matter how bad the animation was, or how outdated the jokes were, or even if it was just straight up bad, you can't deny that it took love and passion to make these animations. Except you, fuck you.
And of course, that's not me saying that all animations nowadays are devoid of passion. You guys seen Cinderella was Spooky Month, Pymations is still at it, Dorkly and Lowbrow is still hanging in there, even if their views aren't that high. Smash Bits is still doing God's work, Mondomania is still doing the opposite of God's work. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the guy who made Soundfingers is still making new Soundfinger episodes to this very day. But unlike back in the day, you're better off waiting for the sun to explode than these channels actually uploading. And hey, on the bright side, there's this thing called Animation Plus that promises to bring back all these old web cartoons, so maybe we could relive the glory days of a couple years back. But to be honest, I don't think we should bring them back. Like I said before, these jokes are heavily outdated. I think we should let these shows kind of live in the past as almost a time capsule, because let's be honest now, something like Dick Figures I don't think can work today. So, in conclusion, while I found most of these shows pretty good, I feel like we should just leave them be and evolve almost. Okay, that doesn't really feel like a definitive closing statement, and I really don't have anything else to say, so Smash Bits, save me!
How's the days going, friends? I wasn't touching myself in the bathroom!